pursue work in psychology and animal science. She is known as a leading advocate for autistic communities, written books, and provided consultation on humane treatment of animals. Early years. When Temple Grandin was 2 years old, she was diagnosed with autism. At that time, it was considered a form of brain damage. She received treatments and extensive speech therapy to help draw out and reinforce communicative abilities. She began speaking at the age of 4. Her parents sought after the best possible teachers during her school years. Despite their efforts, social interactions remained difficult in middle and high school. Students teased Grandin often for her verbal tics. Regardless, she achieved considerable academic success. When she was a teenager, she designed a squeeze machine, created from containers used to calm cattle during immunizations. She found the machine to be very therapeutic in helping her manage her anxiety. Even though she was considered weird in her young school years, she eventually found a mentor who recognized her interests and abilities. She later earned a degree in psychology from Franklin Pierce College in 1970. A master's degree in animal science from Arizona State University, and a doctoral degree in animal science from University of Illinois. Temple Grandin worked as a consultant to companies with large animal slaughterhouse operations, advising them on ways of improving the quality of life of their cattle. Advocacy. After appearing in Oliver Sacks' 1995 book, An Anthropologist on Mars, she became nationally known. The title book describes how she feels in social settings. In the 1980s is when she first spoke publicly by the request of One Autism Society American founder. She is also well known for her work regarding animal welfare, neurology, and philosophy. She has written an essay, Animals Are Not Things, arguing animals are technically property in our society and the law ultimately grants them certain key protections. In her books, Animals in Translation and Animals Make Us Human earned critical acclaim. As a high-functioning autistic person, she has described her hypersensitivity to noise and other sensory stimuli, making socializing painful and dull. She describes herself as a visual thinker and ranking her verbal communication a secondary skill. She has extreme sensitivity to detail and environmental change, crediting it for her insightfulness into the minds of cattle and domestic animals. She highly advocates on positions regarding autism and education of autistic children, such as early intervention and training of teachers to direct each child's specific fixations. She argues that her contributions to the field of animal welfare would not be possible without the insights and sensitivities that are a consequence of her autism. In 2009, she was named a Fellow of the American Society of Agriculture and Biological Engineers. Personal life. She is not married and does not have any children. Grandin explains in her journal, Thinking in Pictures, how autism shapes her daily life, wearing soft and comfortable clothes to balance sensory integration, dysfunction, and avoid sensory overload. She has spoken on NPR, National Public Radio, BBC Special, The Woman Who Thinks Like a Cow, ABC's Primetime Live, The Today Show, Larry King Live, 48 Hours, and 2020. She has written in many national publications such as magazines in Time, People, Forbes, U.S. News, and World Report, and New York Times. She is currently a professor of animal science at Colorado State University and speaks nationally on autism and cattle handling. Her written books on autism, The Way I See It, a personal look at autism and Asperger's, unwritten rules of social relationships and emergence, labeled autistic. And that's the life of Temple Grandin.